Hello there and welcome to a new speed build. So today I will be doing a modern home. I'm not doing modern home so often, but I really like doing them and I prefer doing a modern interior, I think, before a traditional interior. So it was very fun to furnish this house as well. And this will be a pretty small house actually. It won't be big. Like when you see this lot, you might think that this house will be very big, but I will be moving it to a smaller lot a bit later because I just wanted this to be a pretty small home. But even though it is pretty small, it has 3 bedrooms and 2 toilets, so you can have a normal sized family in there if you want to. And I also think that this is a pretty easy house to build out from. Like if you want to add some more rooms to it, you could easily do that, I think. And you could always like just add a basement that is very big if you want a lot more space, but if you don't want to build everything else on the house. So you will see that I'm moving this house really soon because I realized that this lot was way too big for this house. And okay, maybe not very soon you will see that, but pretty soon you will see that, I think. And here I'm just starting to do the back side of the house because I wanted it to look very detailed. This house, sometimes when I'm doing modern houses, I don't add that much details on them, and I think they just look a lot better if you add a lot of details on them as well. Like I have seen some real modern houses that are just like a square with a lot of windows on, and I don't think that looks pretty at all. I wouldn't want to live in a house like that. I really want it to be detailed and in some different shape than just a square, actually. But yeah, you can see that this house is having a lot of windows, but you don't have to be afraid. I will be covering up the windows with some plants and some decoration items, so the family won't be having to have their neighbors watching in all the time, at least. But yeah, here you can see that I have moved this house to a smaller lot, and I think this is a pretty good lot for this house. I think one mistake that I am doing pretty often is that I am using too big lots for houses. I think that if you have a small house on a very big lot, that can be looking weird if you don't add a lot of garden stuff and bushes and things. Of course that can be very beautiful too, but I think that sometimes I'm just adding not as much decoration and flowers and stuff as I should when I'm using a very big garden for a very small house. So I think this lot size is a lot easier to work with when you're doing a small house like this. And I really like that I made some flooring outside of the house. Like your Sims won't be able to go on them or anything because they are just there as decoration. But I think that can make a house look a lot better because it adds some decoration on it, and it doesn't just look, it doesn't look like too plain house, I guess. So I really like that. And here I am doing the garden of this house, and I'm adding some fencing, as you can see, around the house, and I will be painting some dirt in there, and I will add some plants to cover up the windows a bit, because I wouldn't like to live in a house with this many windows. Like your neighbors would be able to see everything that you're doing. I would probably have my curtains over the windows all the time, and that's not fun to be having just windows over or to have your curtains down all the time. So I will be placing some plants instead because you will still get all the light coming out and you will be able to look out from this house, but the neighbors won't be having to see exactly everything that you're doing in there, which I think is perfect for a house like this. But yeah, I had some trouble with choosing which plants I wanted to have for this house. As you can see, I started to have cactus, or what they're called, but I didn't think that they fit in this area. Maybe if I had made this house in that desert world, then they would have been looking great, but in the end I just choose these plants instead, which are more suited for Wittenberg, and they also look pretty modern, so I think they suit this house very well actually. And I also wanted to have a pretty big tree back there, but I didn't have the space for a big tree, so I just chose a small tree in the end. And I guess this house doesn't have as much plants and flowers that I usually place on a more traditional lot, and that's just because I think that modern houses, they look more modern if you don't have very many plants, I think, so that's just why I am doing that. But of course I want to have some plants at least, so I'm placing a few of them out here, and I guess that's good for maybe some of you think that I'm using too much plants on my traditional builds or something, so here you just have a smaller. And here I'm adding those lights on the outside because I just wanted even more details for this house. I thought it looked a bit boring, so I'm just adding this in there, and I think it's making this house look a lot more expensive and luxury. For some reason, I'm not really sure why, but I just think that. And yeah, it's a pretty small out space on this little garden, but if you want to add some bigger items, you could just do that if you download this house. But yeah, I just wanted to have like a small cozy space for the Sims living here. So I'm just having like a small sitting area here where they can eat, and a barbecue so they can barbecue some food, and a small pool. And that's basically it. I love this rug, so I'm using it really much in my latest builds, I think. At least in my latest modern builds I'm using that one. Because yeah, I just love the fern textures on it, or what you should call it, I guess. But here we have the kitchen, and I'm just using these counters that I have been using in really many builds lately. But they are my favorite counters, I think, because I think the counters we're having are pretty bad in the game. The textures are just so boring, like almost every one of them look very plastic. So I really hope that we can get some new soon. I hope we will get some new in the new expansion pack that will be out in November, but I'm not sure if we will get any, but I really hope so, because I just think that the one we have are so boring. And yeah, I really like this one, but I have been using this for several builds now, so I really have to stop using them so much, because I guess it might be a bit boring to have like the same kitchen furnish style in every house that I am doing. So yeah, I just have to stop using them. But I'm not sure what to use if I don't use this one, but I guess I will just be having to work that out. Here I thought I could place these decoration items, and I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, so I erased them there, but actually after I have like recorded and stuff, I will be going back and place them in. I won't show that to you, but you will be able to see that in all of the screenshots. And I just thought those make the house look like more detailed and interesting, and I guess it's good for the family that people won't be able to look in again, as I talked about earlier. But here we will be having the living room. I will be doing that soon, I think, or maybe the bathroom first. Yeah, I will be doing the bathroom first, I guess. And upstairs, we will have a bathroom like this too. It will be looking exactly the same as this one. But yeah, this was a pretty good space for a bathroom because it's a pretty weird shape, but it makes you able to put both the toilet and the shower and everything in there. So I just think that that's perfect. But yeah, I just thought that I wanted to have some different flooring for the kitchen like this. So that's why I am putting in this white flooring here. And I have been doing that for my latest kitchen as well. So I'm just really using the same kind of kitchen style all over again. And I'm sorry for that. That might be a bit boring, but yeah, I just really like this style. But yeah, I really have to find other styles that I like as well. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. But here we are having the living room. And this is a very small living room, I think, at least for being a family home. Like all the members of this family might not be able to watch the TV in the same time because only 3 Sims can be in here. But yeah, I guess this is a pretty small house, so I couldn't really fit a big living room. Of course, the kitchen is pretty big, so I could have made that a bit smaller, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have a really big kitchen for this house because that's just feeling like something you're having in a family house. I'm sorry. So that's why I did that. But now we're going on to the second floor of this house, and the entrance is actually leaving you up to the second floor, which might be a bit weird. And the entrance isn't at like the first floor or anything. But that's just how this house is. So you have the stairs right by the entrance almost, so they can fast go down to the kitchen anyway. But on the second floor we have all of the bedrooms, and this is the main bedroom, as you might see, because it's the biggest bedroom. And here we have 2 very small bedrooms for the kids. So as usually I made one girl room and one boy room. But that's just very easy to change if you are having like 2 boys or 2 girls or something, or if you don't want to have like the stereotypical colors of blue and pink. But yeah, I just like to make them very stereotypical because then you can really see that this is supposed to be a girl room and the other is supposed to be a boy's room. But of course I don't think that all boys need to have blue colors and that all girls need to have pink colors. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm just making the room in that way anyway. And this little space I just placed this theater thing for the kids to play with because their rooms are very small, so I just thought that they should have some fun stuff outside of the room as well. Just so they have something to play with in this house, because this house might not be like a very... Yeah, it doesn't look like the typical family home because it's pretty small and it doesn't really have anything for the kids to play with on the backside beside of the pool, so they just got that theater thing instead. But yeah, I'm just finishing up with the hallways, and I don't think that the rooms got like any clothing or wardrobe or anything in them, so we just have that one up there, as you can see, so they have to go and find the clothes there and then they can sneak back into their room again to change or something. But yeah, that's everything with this house, and here you have the screenshots. So I really hope you enjoyed this build, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like kung fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, but I just want it. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. Can't get to myself. To myself.